Well, this one night, I was sleeping very soundly, and I woke up suddenly, and I was really strongly impressed to get up and memorize Psalm 23. I thought, oh, for heaven's sake, no, I'm hungry. So I would turn over, I tried to go back to sleep, but it wouldn't leave. So I got up and I started to memorize it. And then I got to the part of, he guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. I thought, good job, Ann, go back to bed. Okay. So I'm going back to bed, and I thought, that impression is still there and very strong. So I backed up. And I went, sat down at the table, and I finished. I got to, surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life. Okay, I went back to bed, I slept soundly. So weeks passed. I would think of it every once in a while, never, you know, just, what was that all about? I didn't know. But when I did think of the psalm, I would repeat it. Well, more weeks passed. One night again, I'm falling asleep, and I was just about to doze off, and I felt this lump real high, and I pushed against it. It was like a walnut, and it pushed back, and it was pretty big. I thought, how did that get there? But I went right to sleep. And to be honest with you, I didn't think all that much about it. I was very busy. I had a very busy job, you know, and so on. Weeks passed. And I was in a meeting in my office, and in this meeting, just before it started, the women were talking about a friend, a young lady, Sandy, who was just getting out of the hospital because she had breast cancer. Well, you know how you can hear something very loud? Well, that was loud, breast cancer. The word cancer was right there. I thought, uh-oh, okay. I didn't say anything to anybody. About a week later or so, I went to the doctor. Sure enough, I had to have a biopsy. Biopsy came back cancer. The doctor says, you need surgery. You need it right away. I said, no, what I need to do is to go home. He said, no, I'm serious, you know. Don't be fooling around. I'm not. And I left his office. Weeks passed. But I had promised a friend that I would go and talk to a pastor. And all this time, I just continued to work. No one knew it at work. And so I did go to a pastor. And I went to him, and I was talking to him, and he was talking to me, and he was, asking me questions and so on. And then he was telling me, well, if you don't have surgery, the time will come where you wish you had, and then it'll be too late. Okay. And then he would tell me, oh, he knew this person, and he knew this, and, all these, people, parishioners that he had spoken with, and these stories. I said, thank you. I said, well, I have to go now, but I do appreciate your time. Thank you very much. He said, no. I got up, from the couch and was going to shake his hand. He said, give me just a few more minutes. I said, well, thank you, Pastor, but I really have to go. He said, no, please, just one more minute. And to be honest with you, I was getting a little irritated because he was taking his Bible and he was thumbing through it. And I'm thinking, well, do you know what you're looking for? And he just one more minute. And I was sitting on the edge of the couch ready to, get up. He said, I just have to... yeah, I found it. I said, okay. And he starts to read Philippians 1, 21 through 24. Now, this is what I heard, and then this is what happened. He said, as he was reading, what I heard was, to die is to gain. But what should I do? I don't know what to do. But for you, it is necessary for you to remain. I felt instantly. I'm telling you, I thought it was an arrow that went right into my heart. Everything changed. I could feel it physically, I could feel it emotionally and mentally. And I thought, oh boy. I said, thank you for your time. I really have to go this time. And I got up and I went home. My friend was there waiting for me, and she said, oh my God, you must have changed your mind. She said, you have life on your face now instead of death. Uh-huh. I said, I think I have. So it took me a day or two. I called the doctor back. He said, come in right away. So I did. I told him that I had changed my mind. He said, okay, then be at the hospital tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Meantime, at that time, that day, I called my mother because I hadn't told anybody. And she said, I'm telling your brothers. And my brother was flying out the next day. Wonderful support. So that night, I remember leaning on the bathroom sink and thinking, and I said, God, because it was a wave of fear. And I said, God, you know what my right leg looks like. You know my foot. So many scars. Please, God, I don't want to be mutilated. And then as soon as it came, it left. And so I had the surgery. Everything went well. The recovery was pretty easy. Everything was fine. And one day I was walking down the steps of a business building in Phoenix. This was several months later. And coming up this way was the nurse in the doctor's office. She said, I'm so glad that I'm running into you. She said, because I just wanted to tell you that I've seen too many mastectomies, but I have never seen a scar as beautiful as yours. It's incredible. And I just laughed. I thought, oh, thank you for telling me. And I just laughed. Because surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life.